done that several times.
Were you the last one to smoke weed?
No, I wasn't.
Because you said
I started like 1920.
1920.
19 or 20. That when I was
Wait,
19 or 20.
He was smoking all in the 1920s.
you were. He's like,
I was
last
smoking,
one. I was the
19.
first one.
It was around my 19.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the legendary Nappy Roots.
Yo. What's the drill?
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
What are we? Yeah, what we in for today, man?
Man, we are in for some treats. Let me tell you what. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. And
Appreciate you inviting us.
You guys crushed it last night at the kickoff.
Thank you,
Desert.
man.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody loved you. You were well received. We're happy to have you here for the first episode. So
Thank you for having us.
we have
Happy to be here.
happy to be here. So let's start with the end of the table over. Let's do some intros.
All right, what's going on, y'all? I go by the name of the country cat in the cowboy hat, Buffalo Stille. Shout out Louisville, Nappy Roots in the building.
Yes, sir. What's happening? It's your homeboy, Ron Clutch. World famous Nappy Roots. We out here in Colorado. You know what it is.
Yup, I'm Skinny DeVille, the blues traveler, Nap Roots representative. What's good?
Yo, we've been doing this for like 30 years. And I hate this part. I hate this part of
Does he
every
do this
interview.
every time?
Nah, this is my first time admitting it, but I hate this part. I'm fish scales.
Look,
Like after they did our like the huge intros, what am I to do?
It's not
Yeah.
that huge.
They
Pause.
say the best for last.
Well, this is fish scales. Happy to be here.
Well, guys, this is a pretty easy show in terms of the structure. So for round one, we're going to start with a mild product. We're going to start with a Jello shot of cannabis. Have you ever taken a Jello shot of alcohol?
Yeah,
What about cannabis?
I don't think so.
No?
How long does it take to kick in?
Well, according to Good Times, which is providing the product for us today, they say within 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
So by the time we get to round 2 or 3, you should be feeling it.
So on timer.
Now, when it comes to stuff like this,
Nope.
does it matter like upper or downer?
When in Rome,
So, that's an interesting question, actually, because I feel like I would like your opinion on this.
do we toast or do we just?
Yeah, let's
throw
do
it
it.
back?
Let's toast.
hold on. I mean, that's not manly to toast Jello shots. Let's not.
Say it's
And then
a-
what
It's
we
a
doing
first-
Jello shots in the first place, but let's figure out how to do this like a man.
Yeah, right? Like, how do you actually accurately do it?
Before that, though, how many
You got to
milligrams-
smack it in your hand.
You do.
Oh.
And then smack it.
Oh, this one's kind of watery.
It slides right out.
Oh,
How many milligrams?
these
do
are
we have?
so these are 55 milligrams each.
Whoa.
No, I'm kidding. They're 10. They're 10. They're 10.
10 milligrams?
Yeah.
You said they was mild.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of acid in each of them as well. I don't know if you got.
little
Yeah.
bit.
Two of them.
We
ready?
Yeah.
All right, 10 milligrams down the hatchet, guys. That's round 1.
Bro, you just swallowed that shit?
Yeah.
You don't chew it?
No, mine wasn't in the refrigerator, so it just was like Kool-Aid.
No, mine cold.
How's it taste?
My tooth. It's cold.
It's cold.
Give me a minute.
All right, it's going down.
Okay, it's gone.
I just got a feeling a couple weeks ago.
You just got a feeling.
Less of that.
It's starting. You're getting like brain
Right
freeze.
right to that little nerve.
I hate when that
The
happens.
root.
That's
Oh,
the
man.
worst. It's like when you drink a cold glass of milk,
Man,
and then your front teeth just.
it gets me every time on anything I drink now.
You
And
s-
it wasn't a problem. My dentist like, we have to get this out.
Yeah.
And then we got it out, and now it's every time I drink anything cold, it's just like right to my.
Yeah, they figured everything out. They figured AI out. Like they're making things for us on the
Yeah.
computer, but they still can't figure out how to stop numbness.
A root canal. That's the only thing I can think
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
That'll get it out.
Cut the nerve off.
Dentists are amazing people, man. The shit they do is amazing. Like
but
a
they're-
root canal, imagine what that is for
Yeah.
real. And they're
Imagine
able
when you
to
didn't have one.
But they're like mechanics, kind of though, right?
Mechanics.
Because you go and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Only they know.
right.
So after you're done,
Right.
they're like, "That's going to be $8,000," and you're like, "I'm sorry, what?" For
Yeah.
what?
They tell
Well,
me first. They tell me
You
before.
gotta know before. Yeah.
They're like, okay, this is what's gonna cost.
Right.
You
This
want
is a
to
free
go down this rabbit
consultation,
hole.
right? All right.
Exactly.
$75
We're
for
gonna
that.
we're gonna replace your filter. You're gonna need to replace that. I don't have a filter in my teeth. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So moral of the story is, if you know a good dentist and that's your homeboy, you gotta have a homeboy as
Yeah,
a dentist.
you gotta have a friend as
And
a
a
dentist.
mechanic.
And a mechanic.
Yes.
A dentist and a mechanic.
Those are
What if
the
they're the same person?
Some of the rules of life. Well, here's the first question, guys.
Better not be.
Can you walk us through the early days Nappy Roots? Like how it all started? How'd you guys
like
meet?
at the very beginning?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
like we've been brothers and business partners for over 20 years. So we have to go back to the beginning. That's college. I met this guy, Ron Clutch, in 93. We were roommates in 94, 95.
Yes, sir.
It was his idea to start a rap group after we listened to Goody Mob, Soul Food, Cell Therapy, and all of that era. Outkast, Dungeon Family. We was really big on the Dungeon Family. And so it was his idea to start a rap group. And then he went to the military.
Oh,
So
What branch?
he went to the Army
Oh,
Reserves.
I done the Army thing, Army Reserve thing.
What's your Foxtrot?
My it was 75 Foxtrot was my schooling.
And this was This was before or after you were
This was-
established as Nappy
This
Roots?
is before.
Okay.
This was
So-
96.
Yeah.
96.
So he went to military in 96, and then I met Scales that year. We started kicking it, smoking weed and hanging out. And then everybody was trying to get us to freestyle and kind of battle each other. But we just kind of kicked it. But when we was going to like a barbecue or something like that, and then he spit a rap, and then I spit a rap, and we both agreed we was both kind of nice. And we was going to summer school that summer together. And so we started going to this studio that we found our partner, General Lee, rest in peace. He passed away this past August. But he was a producer we was going to do records with. And so we just kind of piece by piece, almost each semester, we had gained another group member. Stille was friends with my younger brother, and he was coming to school. You came in 97, right? Yeah, so he got there in 97. So when he got there, we kind of looked out for him and just made sure that he wouldn't do too much crazy shit. But he would come to the studio, and he was nice. And so we just was recording all together as a subgroup. We're not really a group at the time. Then we put out our first album, Country Fried Sets, in 1998. And that got the attention of Atlantic Records.
Wow.
And that was the summer. We put it out in May, and by that end of that summer, Mike Karen from Atlantic Records called us and said he wanted to offer us a record deal. And
That must have been a pretty awesome feeling.
it was a great feeling. But our album that we recorded didn't come out because it was just too all over the place. And so we had to reconfigure what we were doing and take another stab at it. In 2000, we started going to Atlanta and work with a producer named Groove Chambers. And that's how we ended up making Watermelon Chicken and Grits, what we got, known for. So I'm
Right.
kind of speeding up because it's a long,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a long story.
Parts that's missed over. Like,
Yeah, it was just the first
I
question.
saw
though.
you over there.
yeah, because I'm
you're
like, bro, hold on, because
first
the
question.
magic,
Like
well,
600.
it didn't just happen like that.
Nah.
Because honestly,
It took years.
it actually took a lot of. It was a miracle, man. Because Scales came to play basketball to Western Kentucky.
Okay.
So that's the only reason why he was there.
That's how you
I
got-
got
that's how
recruited
you-
to play football later. And like I said, I've known his whole family. I just didn't know him. I went to school with his brothers and sisters and all that. Like, we played Skinny. We played motherfucking T-ball together. I got pictures from '88 with his little brother and sister and mom and them.
That's crazy.
And look, the first time I met him, I'm in his house. I just go in his crib. I go in the refrigerator, grab something to drink. He looking like, who the fuck? And I'm looking, this was before my freshman year in college. I'm about to go to Western. And then I'm looking, I dap his little brother up there, and I'm hugging him, mom, dudes, pops. And then I'm like, so who's this guy? And then he's like, well, who's this guy? And so it's just wild that we never knew each other. But me and Clutch, he grew up on the next street over. It's just so many like little but we met up in college.
And,
Yeah.
and were you all like musically like
Yeah, we was all doing this before.
Okay.
beforehand.
We all had visions of being,
solo artists?
Yeah.
Yeah, solo artists. And,
And in other groups too.
Yeah, and you had to tell it the way you tell it, but I think the 96 to 2000, like where Nappy Roots was signed to Atlantic Records, but we was still in Bowling Green, broke as hell, but we were like big shit. And it was like it started a movement. Like people started getting attached to it. Like those are the guys signed to Atlantic. We put out an album called No Comb, No Brush, No Fade, No Perm in '98.
No, that was 2000.
99.
2000.
2000.
Okay, and it made a major impact in Kentucky. Like as far as hip hop go, it was that little era before we came out in 2002 to the country that we really brewed up who Nappy Roots was.
Yeah, you
We had to get good.
Yeah, we had to get good.
But you also, I felt like, from some, I grew up in upstate New York.
Okay.
So, not New York City. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you tell people you're from New York, and they're like,
Right.
oh, my God, the Big Apple. And you're like, well, there are apples there. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
The state is much bigger than
Yeah.
the city itself.
But I felt like you really embodied the country aspect of things, and I'm from the North Country. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it resonated way up there with every. I mean, we listen to you guys in football practice, like in the gym,
Okay.
So,
I think the
mean,
college aspect had a lot to do with it. The fact that we
sure.
all met in college, and we just naturally had a college vibe in the music, party. And I think that did well for us over time. A lot of people associate us with their happy years,
Absolutely.
their college
The
years.
best years of your life for college.
And honestly, the city that we were living in, man, I mean, that's a magic little town too. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie,
Right.
because we was able to kind of build our own like fan base and following and map out our future right there, and that was our playground to do it in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And our learning ground,
Right.
stomping grounds. Like we was in the college radio stations, and people was shooting our videos at an early age in our career. You know what I'm saying? We was like, by the time we was on MTV, we was already tripping on the campus radio when we first heard our song so much that when we was on the real radio station, it was like, shit. We done had that moment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
real.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Great
preparation.
preparation.
It prepared us for what we had to do.
Yeah. So that's how we got started.
That's a great. I mean, that was an awesome. I appreciate that. That was really awesome to know that you guys also like were aspiring artists before you met.
Yeah.
Like what inspired the name Nappy Roots though?
Well, legend has it that Ron Clutch was
Yeah.
a barber on campus, and at that point in time, I was the head barber on campus, and
Top dog.
I was top dog.
They didn't let you have that haircut in the army.
Actually, well, that's a whole nother story. But this story, I was giving fades. That's when fading meant something different.
Right.
And then my clippers broke, and then I was just giving lineups. And Skinny, he was, he got some good hair. If you want somebody to model for your situation, you give him a line. You give Skinny a line. Still, he was already a barber. I'm skipping ahead, but out of that, you had a nappy head, and with a nice lineup, and I'm high as fuck right now. I'm high as fuck.
Which brings us to round two.
I pretty much just kept writing down Nappy, my Nappy roots. My roots are Nappy. I'm Nappy to my roots, and it just kind of
stuck.
And then Scales was said, and Clutch was said, and then we put it on a T-shirt. We had a record store called E.T.'s Music, and we put it on a T-shirt and tried to get some marketability out of it. And the T-shirt sold like wildfire. So we're like, okay, this name, we could really run with this name. And so we just took it from the T-shirt and put it to the actual group.
Yeah.
And at the time, we was thinking like Wu-Tang or like how Master P was doing it independent.
Right.
But have like little subgroups within the group because we were so big at the time. We had like 9 members when we first started.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot.
What happened to those other guys?
We had some producers, and then we had a couple other artists. They decided to go solo after the first album came out, the second album.
Are you
just
still
time.
friends?
I wish him well,
Yeah.
but out of sight, out of mind, man. Like
sure.
in school, one semester you kicking with this dude, but the next semester he ain't there.
Yeah.
So you kind of keep
It's
on
more
moving.
like it's family. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's family.
Right. That makes
It's
sense.
nothing bad happened. Like, we didn't
no bad
argue
blood.
over. No. It's
But-
just everybody gets grown. They don't want to be in the club no more.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to live in the treehouse. They want to
That's-
do their own thing.
That's part of life.
It is, man.
People don't realize that. I feel like sometimes they kind of turn a blind eye to the fact that, everybody's sort of temporary to a certain degree.
Absolutely, man.
You know?
You got to enjoy them while you got them because nothing lasts forever.
I agree. Are you guys ready for round 2?
What's round 2?
All right, round 2. We're gonna do those 3 joints in there. All right. So you are puffing on.
Sold a million records.
You're puffing on flower
Stille's
power
in the
right
truck.
now. Flower power.
What should I be expecting?
Well, based on how I'm feeling right now with that 10 milligram Jello shot, I think you're gonna feel instantly like what we felt in 15 minutes. So it's gonna take about 15 seconds.
What happened to that lighter?
Oh yeah.
You just want to do one at a time, or you want to like just burn it down?
Yeah, we just gonna.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
This is
I
round
feel it
2,
burn
you
them.
know
What
I'm saying?
qualifies as
You
a
want to pass it
round?
over to me? I won't complain.
Okay.
What is this strain again?
This strain's flower power.
Oh, all of them are flower power.
Yep.
All of them are flower power.
Yep.
Okay.
I like the little tip, pause.
Yeah.
On this right here.
When's the first time you smoked weed? Every one of you.
When I flunked out of college,
That was the first time?
Yeah.
You what were you, like 21 or something?
I was
You had to be
19.
good
Wow.
19. I was doing good, and Clutch was smoking, but I wasn't. It was just one of those things. I just got, from the Say No to Drugs Dare campaign.
They got you.
They had me. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. And then I flunked out. I was like, well, fuck. What else? I mean, if I'm at my lowest, I'm back in Louisville, away from my friends, going to JCC, working at UPS and Foot Locker. Fucking let me hit it. And then all these ideas just start coming to me. And then I got back into school and I maintained a 2.5 GPA.
No way.
I did enough. I did enough not to flunk out, but enough not to go
was the
too
weed.
far. I know it was.
It held you back.
I always had 2 B's and 2 B's and 2 C's and an A, and that's
So the moral of the story is college.
helped me get through college. and life.
Post high school education. Don't be afraid of that. Like everybody, education. You should get that to the day you die. Whether it's in a formal form or informal form. Bless you.
Hey, yo, I always sneeze when it's some good weed, so that's some good weed.
Yeah,
right there.
we're allergic.
Nah, just make
You
it
know
just
what? I have a question.
Yes.
a mechanism.
Why do white guys hit it like one time, and black dudes hit it like
8 times?
20 times?
Yeah, we just hit it till we get high.
Is that a joke?
and pass
That's
it.
an observation.
When did you first start smoking weed?
I started smoking weed at 12 years.
12?
13. I didn't start smoking weed. I smoked weed at 13.
At 13?
Yep.
Do you remember the situation you were in?
Yeah, we was hanging out at our little hangout, and we had we drank beer there. That was our thing. We go there and drink beer, and do nothing, just stand around, throw rocks, and break bottles. And that day, my cousin happened to have some weed, and I smoked it. I remember early times of smoking weed. I was looking for it to do what alcohol did. Like for a long time, I'm like, man, I ain't having fun on this. Like alcohol was fun.
Right.
We started drinking at 13 too. And you drink alcohol and all of a sudden you have a great night. It's fun.
Until the next morning.
Well, I mean,
When you talking about alcohol, you talking about liquor or beer or both?
whatever we could get. Like we 13. Like you just getting what you can
You
get.
ain't going there.
What
You
did-
don't have a
did-
choice.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Wine.
Did you smoke out of a joint, a blunt?
It was a joint.
Was it
My
joint?
cousin had 3 joints and we smoked it, and I'm just waiting on something to happen.
Right.
Like the fun to happen. Nah, weed
Yeah.
is not that. Weed
Man.
is a thinking drug. Like it makes you
That's classy compared to what I did. We smoked out of a can for the first time. Do you remember the can?
Yeah, oh yeah.
can
I
really?
don't think kids these days will ever know what it's like to smoke out of a can.
They do it out of Fiji bottles with little with the little, like basically a plastic bottle with the little.
Oh, they make like their own
foil
bomb.
in it,
Yeah.
How do I know? Because I seen my daughters and she had it in my motherfucking.
No way.
So yeah, so shout out to my baby.
The
girl.
water
She's
bongs, a lot of people started with.
They-
too.
that's
the,
true.
What you put them in, the little half a gallon of.
Did you ever get caught by your parents?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that
Yeah.
happened?
I smoked in my parents' basement, and the cable guy was coming over that day to do a repair or something.
And he's the one that ratted you out?
No, my mother was there, and she was showing him where the I guess she probably was putting him cable in my room or something. She went downstairs and smelled nothing like weed.
No way.
Word.
And my stupid ass, I don't know why
You were smoking down there when it happened?
I smoked and I left.
Oh, okay.
But this is like right when I started smoking, so I was just, I don't know, I was stupid. She cussed me the hell out.
Yo, I
And it's
do
more
remember.
so because she was looking at the cable guy like He was looking at her like, shit, this is, you bird mouth?
Like, man,
bird
it's loud in here.
It's loud.
Miss
Yeah.
Lady.
It was bad. She just called me cussing me out like,
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that.
I ain't never got caught smoking.
Never?
Nah, not by my people. But I got caught with some crack in my drawers.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
escalated
crack in my
quickly.
drawers right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
crack in your drawers.
Crack it out.
Yeah, cracking your
Hey,
jaw.
not to be confused with our Colombian version of this show, Cokes and Jokes. That's a whole other show.
But nah, man. As far as me, bro, I used to play football.
Rello like that.
We'll,
I was-
we'll book you on that one.
I don't smoke crack, though. That was,
Full disclaimer.
but nah, as far as my first time, like I didn't get high the first 3 times I smoked.
Nah.
So
That
I was
seems
about,
to be, I've heard this.
so
Yeah.
I just was
I got
like, this
lit.
ain't for me. I was trying to be an athlete and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't smoked during the season, and then all of a sudden, Dro came out, and I remember putting $5 in on a $20 little thin Dro blunt. And that was the first time I hit the motherfucking moon. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep on doing this right here. But back in the day, it was just so expensive when Dro first came out. I don't know if y'all remember that shit, but
You mean like Dro the weed?
Hydro.
like the hydro, yeah.
Hydroponic
Yeah.
grown
It
weed.
was
mean,
like
'cause-
light green with the orange hairs.
Because that's why I probably wasn't getting high. We was just smoking dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That brickweed, though, people like are crave the brickweed now. It's kind of weird. It's got the nostalgia.
Yeah, it's a throwback.
It is.
Yeah.
My introduction, my peoples was growing. So, you know, I came from a cultural
Cultural.
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 Damn, you got me high as shit.
Round two.
Cuz ain't smoked in a long time. Anyway, we was growing. So
Horticultural?
that was my introduction to marijuana. Was growing and going over there watering and seeing the buds and being like, okay, we got to trim these buds. That was before I smoked. But then when I finally smoked, I was just like I was at a club and motherfuckers had the J rolled up. I had, was doing some pretending smoking, as a kid.
Right. But and did you ever get caught?
Yeah, like rolling a fake joint. I think everybody got caught rolling a fake joint.
Oh yeah.
What you doing?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I came home. So I was 420, and I had my license. I was 16. I drove to my friend's house. I hit a gravity bong for the first time.
Shit, for the first time in life?
Yes.
That was the first time you smoked was a gravity bomb?
Yes.
God damn.
Where was your friends?
Who were your friends?
Who were exactly?
They weren't your friends.
It gets worse though. So then I walked up the stairs to go leave the basement, and the stairs were like moving on the way up. Like I was genuinely I was like hallucinating. It felt like when you're early in those days, it's not like it is now. So I get up there and I'm alone in the kitchen, and I feel like this sense of safety and security, and I see these orange cupcakes. And I just start eating them. And then somebody opens the door behind me, and it's the guy that lives there, and he goes, "No." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Those have weed in them." So the first time I smoked, I also took edible. So I didn't want to drive home. It's a Thursday. Like, I have to go home.
How old were you?
16.
Oh, yeah,
So-
you fucked.
Oh, I guess, dude, I'm walking home, right? I'm walking home. My dad's driving home from work. He's driving home, and he sees me walking. He stops, reverses, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm walking home."
You already knew.
He goes, "Why?" I go, "Well, I left my car over at Nick's." "Why?" Get in the car. Dude, he definitely knew, and I think he just cut me some slack for that first time. Like, he just gave me that. I think he was happy I wasn't driving.
Did you tell your mom?
They were divorced at the time. I don't
Okay,
think
all right.
and they hate each other, so probably,
probably not.
Because it would look bad on him, probably.
Right. So you was living with your dad?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
You done the right thing, man. You done the
My
right
That's
first
crazy.
time, I guess, getting caught was we used to go to this lake, and we would roll like 40 blunts like on some crazy shit. Roll 40 blunts.
40 blunts.
And take
40.
2 cards. 40. Like that's I don't.
You got the
50.
Yeah,
Swiss
the
Sweet
50
box.
pack.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yep. And you would roll all of those.
Just get it done at once.
And we'll split
bulk.
them, smoke them in the car on the way to the lake, smoke them at the lake, smoke them leaving the lake. And this day, I don't know why, my mama called me and said, I need to switch cars with you. Right when we leaving the lake, yo. And my high ass just went and switched cars like it wasn't nothing. Like, just let the windows down as I'm riding home and just thinking that was it.
She wouldn't notice.
Yo,
don't leave.
It was similar to you. Like, yeah, it was bad. It was bad when I got home.
I never heard my mom cuss
Oh, yeah,
until
exactly.
that day.
And how old are you?
It was bad. 16.
16?
16.
Same as me.
And, yeah, switched cars, just gave her the keys, got back in the car and left.
That's crazy.
Thought it was all good.
So
high.
so we
High
so
as fuck, like right now.
Yeah. Oh,
We-
I'm like exactly like right now. I'm afraid to get to round 3.
Yeah, I'm high.
If you had to describe your music as a type of food, what dish would it be and why?
Watermelon chicken and grits is the low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's not, yeah.
A food?
Nappy roots as the food.
Food.
I would say.
I
can
do say chicken and grits.
Can I say
though.
barbecue?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Is
say
that
Of course
Too
you
general?
can. No.
because you get like a sampler platter?
Sample.
You got ribs, you got a little bit of chicken, pulled pork, you got some brisket. Like we're all different, so we're all bringing something different to the table. But
Right.
the meats and potatoes, we give you that we'll give you the meat. Pause. In what we do.
Arby's
lyrically.
plug in.
So I would say like a barbecue platter.
Do you guys agree?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely a platter.
platter for
Sampler.
sure. Yeah, buffet.
We had a
Smorgasbord, if you will.
we had a country singer and he said he was a cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza. Yeah, that's kind of plain.
Yeah, we did. That's why we didn't air that episode.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Barbecue, yeah, it's southern.
Barbecue, man.
It got flavor.
Yeah, man. Like, you think barbecue, you think again meats. You know what I'm saying? So and whatever that meats, whatever that is on your plate, that's barbecue. Whatever you raise that grill up and that smoke comes out,
Yeah.
that's us.
What's the question again?
You can just
If you were to describe your music as a dish.
As a dish. Okay. As a dish. Yeah. I like barbecue.
Yeah.
as a dish, I would
'Cause
say porcelain. Porcelain dish.
Porcelain.
Fine China.
Yeah. China. Let me tell you
China.
something. Nappy Roots. I'm here with Nappy Roots.
Definitely
I'm
put
about to
some
go to
fire.
jail. We're in jail right now.
Put some fire to
You
it,
think
though.
Trump's going to jail?
he's
He
going
got
to.
indicted, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? What's the difference?
Well, they're gonna.
He's gonna get out on bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna bind himself out.
Here we go.
But
What do you
jail, I'm
think?
talking like jail.
Who threw that grenade?
But he was talking like Trump, so I just asked him.
How do you know I'm Trump? That must be a good impression.
It's pretty damn good, man.
Pretty good.
Wait,
This is only
your hands and how you
America.
make
This
your
is
lips.
America.
This is
right here.
America, dude.
This is America.
crazy,
man.
isn't it?
Love
America's-
it.
America's-
Live it or love it.
I
Love
lo-
it or leave it.
One of my favorite quotes is by George Carlin. So if you're born in the world, you get a ticket to the freak show. But if you're born in America, you get a front row seat.
Hell
I
yeah.
like that.
You know?
George Carlin was the best.
He was the best.
He
I
was
agree.
the best.
All right, here's a great question for you guys.
All right.
It's going to be tough. This is a tough question.
Curveball.
If you were stranded, and this is for each of you, and we're going to start from the top. If you're stranded on a deserted island and could only bring one member of the group with you, who would it be and why?
Damn.
Next question.
Wow.
Next question.
Come on, you got to do it. Think about it. If it's really down to it, like you were really like, hey.
Does Rello count? Because he's the most resourceful.
Rello would be the
Can
most
we bring
resourceful.
Rello in on the podcast?
He's that's for all y'all. Rello is our road manager. He's our tour manager, DJ,
He crushed it
security,
last night.
Security.
driver,
Mechanic. He just put in a radio system last week.
Electrician.
Stereo system. Shit.
He does a lot, man.
So yeah, I would say Rello, really, for real.
You're bringing Rillo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's just gonna bring Rillo.
Why is it just gotta be one though? Like I'm trying to break the rules.
Those are the rules.
I
I
was
don't
gonna
know.
be funny and say
Why is it-
club.
I didn't write these. They just told me. They're like, you gotta
I would
ask.
say
But if it's us four, you talking about us four?
Do we have tools and supplies? Like I need more information.
Man, he said you
Do we
stranded
have a
on a
pan? 'Cause
desert island.
He's a
No,
good
it's-
chef too.
It's on
can
an
grill.
episode of Naked and Afraid. It says,
Oh hell no!
actually.
I'm not going. Hell no.
Next question. Next
I
question.
don't believe it.
Yeah, man. Look,
The answer was
For that
the
reason-
answer was Rello.
I'm out.
I'm bringing Rillo too, dude. I'm bringing Rillo too.
He's a good guy. He's a pocket knife.
pocket knife. Yeah, it's Swiss
But
Army knife.
if you want a blade, sometimes you get a spoon. So on the day you probably need them, somehow there's a cork in the pocket knife. Like what the fuck? How did the cork get in this bitch?
But you end up needing that cork though at the end.
But not today. I needed a knife to fend off myself off a bear or catch a bird or a fish, and he pops out as a cork. Oh Lord.
Yeah, dude.
So he's a good guy, but I would just take out when you need him. He's resourceful though.
You
Let's
want to
do round 4.
I hit him a couple times.
Dude. Round 4. Here we go.
Technically, I am high.
Let's do it.
CD
I'm
guy.
very
Oh
high,
shit.
All right.
and I like it.
Pass these pens around.
Right
We
here.
actually-
Let's start.
Are born from smoking. The group is born from smoking weed.
Straight up.
Man.
You were born in a tent with some lights.
Yeah, man.
There would be no Nappy Roots without weed, for real. That
We
is
all-
something we came
We used
together
to
around.
dip off during class and go smoke together.
Yep.
Brought
We used to see
everybody
each
together.
other, and we'd be like, hey, and only us would know that call to look up and see who that person was, and immediately, fuck the class. We're gonna smoke in between and probably show up late or skip the whole class for no fucking reason.
But what's cool is
We've done that several times.
Were you the last one to smoke weed?
No, I wasn't.
Because you said
I started like 1920.
19.
1920.
19 or 20. That when I was
Wait a
19
minute.
or 20.
He was smoking
Started in the
all
1920s.
You were. He was like,
I was
last
smoking when I
one.
was
I was the
19.
first one.
It was around my 19 to 20-year-old
It was legal
life
then.
part.
Weed was legal then, and it needs to be legal now. So, America, for it to be great again, it's got to be, legalize marijuana
I
in
was
all the
living right
states
beside the
in
Great
America.
Gatsby.
Yeah.
All that.
I mean,
Like,
it is kind of fucked up, dude. Right? Like I work in the cannabis industry. We did that show last night for the cannabis industry in Colorado.
Smoke, nigga.
I'm jumping out of airplanes in a weed tuxedo. You know what I mean? Like literally flaunting it. But then you go a couple states over, one state over, Nebraska.
Yeah, you can't
They'll lock you up for a little bit of weed.
for a little bit. Oh yeah,
We had
welcome
that
to the
problem in Idaho,
Midwest.
coming from Washington.
for America to be all it
They
can
got,
be,
It's
DJ
hypocrite-
gotta legalize marijuana.
Right? Like if it's working.
Coming from Washington State, going through Idaho. Yeah, you don't want to go through Idaho.
We went to the top
Like
part of Idaho.
they have no love for
As
that
soon as we
at all.
stopped, we got jammed up.
Really?
Coming from Washington.
Boise,
we was on the road.
cool.
We was probably going to Montana or some shit. And as soon as we crossed over Washington, that's that little skinny top part of Idaho.
Black people pay attention.
We just stopped over to get something to eat and use the restrooms. And we was in there probably about 15 minutes, and then the cops came in. And they came in and put handcuffs on one of the artists that we was rolling with.
Where are you?
In Rillo, I feel like.
Were you driving or
No, we was in a restaurant at the bar.
They just came.
They just came in
Oh,
and put
shit.
handcuffs behind the first artist, and then they came in and put handcuffs behind Rillo and walked him out. And then I'm coming in from the middle of the story.
No.
But
Hey man,
they
look,
come in,
at that point.
everybody immediately had drugs, all kind of shit in their pocket. Immediately everybody started going to the bathroom and
Yeah.
flushing shit. Like we don't know what the fuck just happened.
I flushed my shit. I seen Scales. He flushed this shit. Skinny come in around the corner. He flushed his
I
shit.
said, what the fuck just happened? They just literally grabbed him. The whole
It was
thing
just
was
weed.
these two guys was in the bathroom. Both of them were talking to their girls. And DP was arguing with his girl.
And these are two dudes from Millersville, Georgia.
So they talking very
The sticks of
Southern
Georgia. So
dialect.
they speak, yeah.
It's very Southern dialect. You can't understand what these guys are saying. And these white people got scared. And they thought that they were in there about to fight.
Each other.
But they was both on the phone, not trying to be in the restaurant talking to them.
Right.
Because we're on the road where anybody really got time to talk to their girl. Girls probably tripping because you ain't checked in and all this shit. So somebody called the police on them and
That tastes good.
said it was about to fight or shoot the place up or some shit like that.
A drug deal.
That was a drug deal.
Yeah, it was a drug.
That's what it was.
No way.
Yeah, he looked like this guy, but a little bit more not clutch.
Gold grill.
And this
Like,
is in
yeah.
Colorado.
Real southern.
No, that was.
This is Boise.
That was
No,
Idaho.
not Boise. Because shout out to
Montana.
Boise.
That,
He was
that whole area.
He was a little more Lil Jon than Lil Clutch.
Yeah.
Idaho Falls.
So just imagine that. That's some crazy
Right, it was
shit.
crazy though. And it's like shit. We thought it was for the drugs.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But they said it was for the look, how we look, how we was talking. But we found out that Idaho wasn't legal.
And we was the only black
Very
people in that town too.
And no, and I feel like they found some weed on DP.
No way.
He was like, shit, I thought we were still in Washington. And he's like, no, you're in Idaho. And this is that little teeny DP.
And they didn't wait. They brought you in?
I guess they took the weed or something. They let him go.
Thank God.
But it was just like a crazy moment. It probably was about 6 minutes of like, oh shit. And everybody just got rid of everything they just came across and acquired.
Screw up.
But it was scary as hell because it was like a Western movie. The SWAT team, I think, was two SWAT
some
and
cops.
one cop. They just came in, like, bust the doors open. We sitting at the bar just like we are right here, facing the bar. And the cops just walking by us like, which one of us they gonna pick?
It kinda
And
felt like
we just sitting there like, damn, I hope it ain't me.
that. Yeah, it was like
real.
It was
I'm
like
sitting there
that.
like, damn, what the fuck? I said, please don't be me.
Like Duck Duck Goose.
Me and Skinny sitting beside each other, and I seen them go past us, and I'm like, okay, we good. And I see him grab Rello and
Rello was beside
DP.
me.
And the crazy
And
thing,
DP.
as soon as they walk them back outside, as soon as the doors swing back closed, everybody jump out they seat to run to the bathroom to dump they shit. And I'm in the bathroom dumping mine. And it wouldn't flush. Like it would not flush. I kept flushing.
Oregano's and all
I
over. It's like the top of a soup.
I took it back out the toilet. I promise, and put it in the trash. And went back out.
Scooping it like a fish.
And before we left, I went back and got that shit. I ain't even lying. It was wild. It was bad. We was doing crazy shit then.
Man, I had a lot of weed on us at that time, man.
We had more than weed.
I was gonna ask,
And that's
how much
the
were you
crazy
trying
part.
to fly?
Man, shit, man.
That bag wouldn't go down.
Yeah, and with a van full of shit. Yeah.
That was just one of many.
That could have ended bad.
Have you ever had a situation like that at any airports? You guys travel all the time.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Yeah, where you accidentally you're in line, you're like, oh
You in
shit.
TSA,
Oh, yeah.
and you see
Whoops.
you see some bud
I fucked myself up a few times.
wrapped in some paper, and it gets through, and you talking to TSA,
Yeah.
and you just like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You get on the other side, you're like, oh snap.
I wasn't able to drop this in the what's the amnesty box?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
The
understand.
universe let me get through with this, and they let me get through with this. Shout out to the TSA. Shout out to the TSA, man. They doing a big job and a big duty for America.
Yeah, it's kind of strange though, right? Like the qualifications for some of these jobs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like they don't get paid much to do something that seems to be really important.
They don't.
Like teachers.
Right? Teachers, police, security,
Yeah.
all those people, like they don't get paid much at all.
Not for the
Bam.
not for the rate of how important they are.
Right? Like a quarterback in the NFL gets paid how many $1 million to aim his football? Maybe if we paid these damn cops a little bit more money, they'd aim their guns a little bit
True point.
less shitty.
Or take away their paycheck when they don't.
For
you know what I'm
real.
saying? When they
Oh,
don't know how
yeah.
to handle the situation.
Absolutely.
Start affecting their pocketbook. And then giving them raises for being, for doing the right thing. You know?
100%.
But are you willing to pay more taxes for that?
Shit, for better cops, yeah.
Well, cannabis helps
Yeah.
with all of that,
There you go.
right?
Absolutely.
There's a
That's the
town,
answer.
there's a town in
That's the answer.
Colorado called Manitou Springs, and
Manitou.
it's right outside of Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs only is legal medically, But Manitou Springs is legal recreationally. It's just this tiny little town, but it's right next to it. So, of course, everybody that lives in Colorado Springs goes to Manitou. There's only like 1 or 2 stores there. And that town is like beautiful roads. Everything's, the town's all, beautiful because of all the tax money.
Yeah.
Everything's paid for.
People going to smoke, and they don't mind paying a little more for their smoke for
right.
services. Shit, I know playgrounds, schools, books, use it for, like, you said police department.
Parks.
Yeah, roads, bridges,
yeah,
community centers.
Despite anything I've said in the past about the government is good, and it can work for you. We are the government. We are the government.
I don't like the smirk you
Our
have
tax money goes to the government. What we're asking for is not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. We're not asking for a lot. Though. We're not, though.
Yeah. I mean, it could be done. Cannabis, legalize it everywhere and use the taxes from that to cover the things we just mentioned.
Reparations, then, while we at it, hell, we talking
all
that
hey,
shit.
if we're getting into it, let's get. I'm happy
just
to
put everybody at the equal playing field.
Yeah.
Let's start from there. I don't need reparations.
Here,
Stop fucking us over.
Yeah, we do. It's you don't need it, but it's old. It's old to you.
If you give some of these motherfuckers that much money, they're gonna kill themselves.
How do you feel about the gun? How do you feel about the gun laws in this country?
I think they need to be changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to be tweaked and adjusted to what's going on in 2023.
Right.
More than just what the Second Amendment was back when they wrote it.
Absolutely.
I agree you should protect yourself, and be able to have the right to protect your home and your loved ones as well. But, it's not the guns, it's the people with the guns. And I think it should be stricter stipulations when it comes to who can get their hands on guns. And that's it.
Especially those types of guns.
Yeah.
Those should be the hardest guns to get. And that's all they really got to do is make those. You can sell those AR-15s.
Yeah.
And those styles, you can sell them, but just make it harder to get.
Yeah, you can't just go into a store and buy
You just can't be a young, all right, what are you using this for?
Right.
And then maybe have it at a range already. If you're just using it just to shoot at a range, and restore it at the range.
But also,
you can't really check it out and go outside of the place with those type of guns. You want to shoot them and have them, then have it like that, or you're gonna have to have insurance and pay a shitload of money to have this gun.
You can't have those.
Make
guns.
it too expensive to
There's
have.
no reason to have those.
Like it's just
people are like, no, I hunt with those guns. What are you hunting with those?
And I'm not even giving a solution. I'm just saying that just can't. This is the result of those kind of guns being on the streets.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But
I like shooting. We all like shooting guns.
$20,000 gun. Make it that expensive to where if you got it and make the bullet so expensive
they will buy it. They will buy it.
But also, it's like
to afford it to get that.
We glamorize guns in America, right?
They're too easy to get
with action movies and westerns.
Oh yeah,
I mean music.
Shit, man. John Wick 4 just came out.
Right? How many people did he kill in that movie?
Shit, I didn't even seen it yet, but I'm sure a lot.
We have kill counts in movies. We
over
like it.
Under
There's a thing. That's a thing.
We love
we
it
do.
as Americans, man.
We
love
people
seeing people die. We love it.
We love it.
We talk about it. We rap about it.
But then we're
TV shows are about it. CSI, somebody getting killed at the beginning of every episode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All those.
I don't think it's that we love it. I think we just numb to it. It's just a part of it. You can watch it and it just keep flowing.
Yeah.
You go to the next one. You do it in video games. You mentioned earlier this week video games. It's probably the most influential killing that kids see. Like
Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
What's the whole objective of that game? So much fun though.
I think it's got missions.
Selling drugs, robbing, and killing.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's the worst of America.
And it's in your house. If you got kids.
Timmy, what are you playing? Nothing, Mom.
Pulling them out the car, shooting them.
It
hopping
has-
in the car, changing the radio
It
station.
has infiltrated every house in America.
Yeah, you could be the worst motherfucker. That
6 stars, Mom.
That shit doesn't help make Americans who we are.
Yeah.
We like violence. We like guns. We
And
like
that's
a lot of things.
that's what we built on, you know what I'm saying? But, if you grown, like we grown now at this point. So, we happy to be, alive and still doing what we love to do at 40 plus years old right now. And doing other ventures as well, making beer, got nonprofits, being mentors to young artists. So, yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to have some staying power And that's a blessing, man. So I'm going to cheers to that, man. I ain't drunk this tonight.
Cheers.
But shout out to Nappy Roots for being on
Nappy Roots.
That's what's up,
to this
man.
long. So we made it to your show in 2023.
Thank you so
Can
much
I
for being
add?
here,
Can
guys.
I add? Shout out to Rooster as well, man. Number love.